What's up, you guys? In this video, we're going to talk about how to handle imposter syndrome at work because that's something that all of us face, especially when we first step into our career. There's this feeling of, man, there's these unwritten rules. I don't know if I'm supposed to speak up in this meeting or if I'm supposed to be quiet. I don't know if my ideas are good. I don't know if I'm problem solving the right way. And so all of these, we're having to learn all these little micro ways to act at work. It's not just the big rules like make sure you send contracts on time, make sure you're calling this many people a day, make sure you are kind to customers. It's not the big things. A lot of times it's the small things. It's knowing how to act in meetings. It's knowing how to introduce yourself properly to maybe a CEO when you're someone on the bottom of the totem pole. Like, how do we handle these situations at work? And a lot of times, unfortunately, imposter syndrome, what it causes us to do is it causes us to shrink back. It causes us not to be, it causes us not to put ourselves out there and work hard. And even if we feel like we're talented, we're gifted, and we have a lot to bring to the table, imposter syndrome will cause us not to take action on what our capabilities are. And so it causes us to shrink back. It causes us not to have as successful as a career as we could at a young age, or even if you're middle aged and facing imposter syndrome. It causes us to not have the life we could, the career we could, because we're always discounting our own ability. But in this video, I want to talk about, man, how can we turn imposter syndrome actually into a strength? How can we use it as the rocket fuel to skyrocket our career and go to different levels that we never even thought possible? The first thing we have to do is we have to realize that everyone at some point feels like an imposter. Unless they're a narcissist, every single person feels like an imposter at some point. And so you're in good company, because even billionaires have felt like an imposter in the past. And this is because anytime we step into a new environment, whether it's a new environment at work, whether we get promoted, maybe we get a raise and we're making way more money, but we don't feel like we're bringing a whole lot more value. Like, no matter what situation we walk into that's new, all of us feel some sense of imposter syndrome because it's new. Like, if everyone in the room had been in this role before, and you stepped into the room and this is your first day in that role, you feel like an imposter because everyone else has been there for a long time. So the first thing we have to realize is that everyone feels imposter syndrome at some point. But it's really important that we use that feeling of imposter syndrome to push us forward, because it's so easy to say, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to be quiet. I'm not good at this because I'm new to it, so I'm not even going to try. Like, I just don't want to embarrass myself. We cannot take that. We cannot take that point of view. We have to choose to use that imposter syndrome as rocket fuel to go to the next level. Because here's the deal. What happens is, in our careers, we get promoted. And when we get promoted, we go into this new area, and this is our skill set. Well, if we're going to stay in that promotion, if we're going to stay in that job, we have to continue to grow to reach that. And then it happens again, and we get promoted and we grow again. This is how career growth works. Your career growth, your career development will always always necessitate your ability to personally develop. You have to be able to personally develop if you're going to continue to develop your career. So if you're feeling imposter syndrome, first of all, take it as a positive sight or a positive cue that you are developing your career. But now it's time to personally develop. So what does this look like? It looks like reading a lot more so that you can learn the things you need to in order to develop, to be able to do that position to the best of your ability. It looks like constantly thinking, okay, how can I solve problems in this position? Because anytime you go to a new career, anytime you take a step into a new level in your career, it's going to cause you to have to think deeper about things to solve more complex issues. And you can go back to a video. I did a video on problem solving last week. You can go back and watch that. I think it will help you. It's literally a system on how to problem solve, but it's from the book Traction. It's called IDS: Identify, Discuss, and Solve. It's a system that you can put through any problem, and it'll cause you to be able to solve that problem. You're going to have to learn how to do that on a consistent basis if you want to be successful in your career. But you can use imposter syndrome for good. Like, it can be a good thing, but unfortunately, a lot of people let it debilitate them. Do not let it debilitate you. Use it to your strength. Use it for your strength. Use it as rocket fuel to take you to the next level. And then lastly, in order to overcome imposter syndrome, it's really important that you have a conversation with your superior. So this is something that I did at my first job. I felt like such an imposter, you guys. I felt way in over my head. I was working with celebrities. I didn't know when to say things, when not to say things. I was 23. I was 23 years old, and I'm in a room with actors and people that were high up in cabinets of presidents. I'm in rooms like this with the job. I can't really go into all the specifics, but in a job where I was in rooms with people like that and spending time with people like that, and I felt like I wasn't qualified because, to be honest, I wasn't qualified. I felt like an imposter. So I sat down with the CEO of the company. It was a small company. And I sat down with the CEO, and we partnered with influencers. That's why I was in rooms with people like this. And so I sit down with the CEO and I say, Justin, man, I feel like I'm in over my head. This is my first professional job. I've done some sales in the past and things like that, but this is my first step in my career. And I feel like I'm in over my head, but here's my promise. I'm going to work extremely hard. Like, I'm going to come every day. I was in sales. I'm going to be a great salesperson. I also did a lot of logistics for the events. I'm going to do great at the logistics. I'm going to be organized. Everybody's going to know their next step. Like, I'm going to be helpful to this company, but I need your help as my boss. Please correct me when I say something wrong in a meeting so that I understand, and tell me why it was wrong so that I can understand it and make sure it doesn't happen again. Tell me what I'm doing good so that I can continue doing those things and double down on those things. We had a really great heart-to-heart conversation. And it was really cool because the next day we were in a meeting, and it was one of those meetings with the celebrities. And I did not want to say anything, but I had something that was going to be helpful to say. And I looked over at Justin, and he nodded at me because he could tell I didn't know whether I should butt in or not. And he nodded at me to butt in, and it ended up being something that solved a huge problem that we were trying to face. So having a conversation with your boss can be a really great way to build relationship with your boss, but also it takes a lot of pressure off of you. Because when you tell your boss and you're just honest and you say, hey, listen, I'm coming to you humbly because sometimes I feel like I'm in over my head, but I want to have a great career and I see myself at this company for a long time. I just need your help. I need your help to know when I'm doing the right thing and when I'm doing the wrong thing. So please help me with that. First of all, that boss is going to be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me. I want to help you. I'm in your corner. Like, very few bosses are going to be like, oh, what kind of person are you? Like, they're going to want to help you because you're not coming to them as a know-it-all. You're coming as someone that wants to learn, and you're making that clear. So that's the first thing. But also, they're going to be like, they're going to be so happy to help you, and you're going to be getting more opportunity than some other people that didn't have that conversation because you've got like a soft spot in their heart because you came to them for mentorship. That's an honor for most people. And so, just guys, when it comes to imposter syndrome, first of all, you have to realize everyone feels it. Second of all, you have to use it as rocket fuel to work hard and learn the things so that you can personally develop it to continue to develop your career, to continue to personally grow so you continue to grow your career. And then lastly, talk to your boss about it. I know that sounds weird. I know it almost it goes against our nature. Like, we don't want our boss to know we don't know everything. But your boss knows you don't know everything. So have that conversation with your boss because it's going to open up doors for you with them. It's going to give you a closer relationship. It's also going to take a lot of pressure because you know they're in your corner now, and that even if you make a mistake, they're expecting you to make a mistake. You're new at this, but they're going to help you to grow so that you don't make that mistake again. So I hope this video was helpful. I say this in every video, but I've been going through and I've been producing a new video every single workday. And so if you want to keep watching these types of videos that help you to deal with different interpersonal things in the office and be more productive and just help you overall in your career, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you want to win at work. And I'm going to continue coming out with these daily weekday videos, but I will stop at some point if I don't see that it's adding value. So if this added value to you at all, like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment and say, thanks for doing this so that I can continue to do these videos if it is helpful to you. If it's not helpful, I don't want to waste my time. I'll figure out another way to bring value to you guys. But my goal is to help you win in your career. So I'll see you in the next one.